Good morning. Happy Saturday afternoon. What is everybody up to? I know on my end, I keep adding layers because it's cold. It's flippin' cold. This actually should be like winter because it's 40 some degrees out for us. It like skipped fall. Like, where did the 70s and the 60 degree weather go? It's like 40 degrees, a high of 50 today. And I had a lighter sweater on this morning, and I'm like, I'm cold, I'm cold. I'm about ready to put a scarf on yet to boot because it's like, um, I'm freezing. Somebody, where's my sunshine? Hi Dalton, can you send me some sunshine? I want to talk about resistance today because it's truly a real struggle. Whether I think the more that you try to get out there, the more that you try to do good in the world, and I think the more that you try to impact people, the more resistance that you're going to get. And unfortunately, that's a really bad thing because what it can do is it can make us crumble. It can make us crumble and fall to our knees. And I want to share a story about a good acquaintance that I have, a friend on Facebook that I have, a group that I joined back in about maybe April-ish of this year. And I've been meeting new people. I have this group that I've joined, and the leader, her name is Natasha. And she has a super, super fantastic story. And I've just really loved being in this community with her and these other ladies. And the story that she shared with me, she just recently had a summit in Salt Lake, and there was some resistance that came up for her, and she was talking about it. And I thought, well, there's some lessons to be learned in it, and I wanted to share that because a lot of times, and I put myself in her position, what would I have done if that would have happened to me? And what would have that looked like? And so she has been preparing for this summit since like February or so. She's getting all of her help lined up, getting all of her speakers lined up. She's getting all of her stuff, you know, all of her materials ready. She's getting all of her sound, and like her husband does a lot of the background stuff, and she's getting all of this prepared. She's spending months on this, okay? Her background is helping entrepreneurial women gain confidence and work towards gaining their presence, speaking their voice, getting out there, sharing their inner gifts and things like that, encouraging women to take what they have and not hide it and share their light with other people and be that force, that influencer that everyone has inside of themselves. So what happened is she was getting prepared for all of this, and just a few days prior to her summit, she gets a call from actually one of her great friends that was supposed to be a speaker at her summit, and there had been a death. This young lady had lost her husband. He went out hunting and he had lost his life. They had found him. He had went missing, and when they ended up finding him, and he had passed away. And so she had struggle number one. She had resistance. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to leave everything that I had planned, everything that I'm supposed to do? I have 150, 200 people coming, women that are coming to be impacted to this. And am I just to get up and leave my friend when she's going through this traumatic time? And besides, I'm going to need to replace her spot in the summit because she was to be a speaker. She progressed on. She had talked to her friend. They had said, you know what, you need to go on. It's not about me. It's about everyone else. And I will get through this. You're here for me, whether you're here or at the summit. Go and do what you need to do. And so she went, and she has a 3-year-old little girl, and they decided to take their little daughter with them to the summit. And they had actually brought a babysitter with them. And the babysitter, during their VIP night, right before they got ready to get together on the very first evening, the babysitter fainted. So she had to come up with finding another solution because they didn't want to, she needed to go and figure out what had happened, what was going on with her. They needed to get that situation taken care of. And in the meantime, Natasha is also pregnant with twins because she's been having some trouble with some infertility and things like that. Well, this last time that they had a visit at the doctor's, they found out that not only are they pregnant now, that they are pregnant with twins. So she has a little bit more emotions going on. She has a little bit more fatigue going on. She gets tired a little bit more quickly because, she's growing babies in her belly. And so that takes a lot of effort on your part, on a human body. Takes a lot of energy and effort. And so she's like, okay, we got to work through this. So they finally end up getting down and they're having dinner in this big open area. And they're only like through their salad part of the meal. And the kitchen is actually right next door to this big conference room. And someone in the kitchen ended up letting off the pepper gas spray, not just like something in a little small thing that maybe you carry in your purse or have in your car or something. This is like a big commercial size thing for the building, so to speak. So they're coughing, everyone's coughing, they're realizing, okay, something's going on. They ended up getting a notice that they needed to get up and evacuate. So they leave their meal, they leave their meeting, they leave the room, and for 2 hours they have to decide, okay, when are they going to let us back in? Are we going to be able to continue? They end up having to find a new place to finish out their night, and so on and so forth. So just she was getting resistance, one right after another, right after another. And so what happens? She was starting to get angry. Of course, you would be like, okay, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? But she decided that she was in the shower. She decided, okay, I'm going to kick resistance in the face. It's no longer going to beat me down. It can try to throw something else at me, but instead of saying, okay, you got me, I'm going to quit, or I'm going to stop this, or enough is enough, or maybe I shouldn't be doing this, and let's just, throw in the towel and let's just forget this whole thing. She said, you know what? She said, resistance, bring it on. I'm tired of all of this, but I'm stronger than you. Resistance, bring it on. This show is going down with or without you, and it's going to happen, and lives are going to be impacted. We have stories to share. We have things that are going to move and shift motions, going to change people's lives. We are not stopping. So what do you do in the face of resistance? Do you crumble like a cracker? Because it's so easy. We start to get these emotions like, maybe this isn't right. Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe this isn't what I should be doing, because maybe this is just a sign that this is wrong. Or, there's some circumstances where you think, okay, I'm just going to give up. And do you give up? Or do you say, do you have this perseverance that says, you know what, resistance? I don't care what you throw at me. I'm going to be faithful in my calling, my purpose, my impact, and I'm going to share what I need to share with the world, because I know that what I have to say matters and my purpose matters. And what she did is they ended up going through, they had speakers, they had the summit. It went, as far as I know, the rest of the summit went well. No more hangups, no more resistance. Once she looked at it in the face and said, you know what, you don't have me anymore. You don't have me anymore. You can't bring me down. This is going to go on. It seemed to kind of settle down. There wasn't any more hang-ups anymore. And so there ended up being 150 ladies there, and there were things that shifted, things that moved, things that were said that needed to be said, people that were impacted, hearts were changed, the whole thing. It needed to happen. And you know what? The enemy was out there trying to stop it. And that's what we need to remember. If we have something that we need to share that is very important, a lot of times you're going to find, if you're going towards a breakthrough, a lot of times you're going to have that breakdown right before a breakthrough. And it's right at that point where a lot of people say, I'm going to throw in the towel and I'm going to quit. But if we would just look that resistance in the face just a little bit longer, you're going to be amazed at the breakthrough is just on the other side. She got to that point where she had that breakdown in the shower, and she's like, you know what? I'm not stopping here. I'm breaking through. And she broke through the breakdown. She could have literally just been a complete mess, said, you know what, let's just cancel it. Everyone that's here, this isn't going to happen. There's too many red flags. There's too many things I'm up against, and I'm just a complete hot mess. This just needs to end. No, she knew that the enemy was out there to stop her. And because a lot of times when you have something that's going to make a very, very big impact in the world, you're going to find that resistance wants to meet you smack dab in the middle of the face. So I just wanted to share that with you because I feel like it's all around us. No matter what we do, we try to do good in the world, and then there's sometimes, I get the question, why do bad things happen to good people? And it's not the situation necessarily, it's how we react to it that brings us through it on the other side. So that's just my little words of wisdom, my little words of encouragement. I'm not sure how you deal with resistance if your emotions get the best of you and you let it bring you down. I'm just encouraging you to push through it just a little bit longer, because usually you're just right there on the verge of a breakthrough. So hang in there, especially if you know that it's going to be impactful. Keep going with it. So, I had a phone call. Sorry about that. Wonderful technology, as I have it linked so it rings into my computer as well. So I will let you go, and I hope that's been helpful. Have a great Saturday afternoon and evening, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.